Rank these supercar brands in order, fourth to first.
Mm-hmm.
So start with fourth. McLaren, Ferrari, Porsche, Lamborghini. Start with the fourth best, i.e. the worst for you.
In that order, I think. It's McLaren.
Fourth.
No, McLaren fourth, Ferrari,
Third.
Porsche,
Second.
Lamborghini.
So Porsche second.
Yeah.
Ferrari a third.
Yeah.
Ooh, so I've asked a few people this, and
Yeah.
if they were in here right now, you'd be having a fight. Why? Why McLaren fourth?
I probably put McLaren fourth for a number of reasons. The performance is probably their best pull, which actually
Isn't that the top measure of a supercar, though?
yeah, but it's useless on the road.
Right. Okay.
So their cars now, the Artura, the 750S, even like the sort of hyper stuff, like the W1 that's coming out, is going to be useless on the road. Like they're too fast. And then you look at the build quality, reliability, usability, and it's pretty bang average for a car that you're going to be charging 250 grand for. And I just think like the engine plays a massive factor for me, and it doesn't have much soul. It doesn't have much character. It's a tool that has a function, and it's very, very fast. But I just think I was never a big fan of the McLaren F1 as that sort of iconic pinnacle Concorde moment in the automotive industry. I never really attached myself to that car or fell in love with it. So when they came back with the 12C and moved forward, they evolved the supercar world very, very quickly. I think Ferrari, Lamborghini were kind of cruising at their own pace. When McLaren came in and started setting the benchmarks higher, Lamborghini and Ferrari had to catch up. But I put them fourth purely because they don't give me the fizz. They don't make me feel special when I'm driving the car. I wouldn't want to own one purely from the reliability perspective.
And they depreciate a lot, probably because of that, don't they?
Yeah.
Is it true about their customer service is really bad?
I have no idea.
Okay, fine.
Never bought a car.
No, I haven't owned one, so.
I do know their build quality over the years has not been great, and I think they have improved it. But I've seen some cars that have had rear bumpers removed for exhaust changes and things like that, and some of the stuff I've seen or been made aware of by the people that
Like what?
go like have a look at that. So like the heat shield stuff, you know, like if you're protecting something because it's getting so hot, you'd expect on a 250 grand car that it's been done correctly. And this just looked like a kid had wrapped up a Christmas present.
Oh.
And like it was ripped.
Right.
Like
wow.
it wasn't covering it all properly.
Yeah.
And you think this is a 220 grand McLaren 720S, for example.
Yeah.
And they're not doing that kind of thing correctly. What else aren't they doing correctly? If they can't do that, which is a fairly basic but fundamental thing, where else are they cutting corners? I think they've improved now. I've not driven a McLaren in 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
And I always I flirt with the idea because I've never had one. So
And,
I'm like,
and when they get cheap, you start to think about it, don't they?
Yeah.
Because you can get a lot of metal for your money now.
Yeah.
So,
But then again, like I think the older cars, you're getting a lot more rust than you are metal.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, they're at the bottom.
Right. Ferrari third. Woo! I mean,
Yeah.
that's damning.
Yeah.
Why Ferrari?
I would probably happily put Ferrari fourth. I like 2 Ferraris.
Which Ferraris do you like?
3, but one of them's like
Okay.
4 million quid. F12, 430 Scuderia. In terms of driving, for me, the Scuderia is the absolute best Ferrari.
Right. Wow.
The size, the weight, the power, the gearbox, the sound, the way that it's been stripped out. That to me is the perfect package of a Ferrari.
Yeah.
The F12 is a little bit more outrageous because obviously it's 700 odd brake horsepower, but it just screams like it's just the perfect V12 sound. And then all of the other stuff like LaFerrari, everyone's going to scream at me for being like, wow, what about the LaFerrari Aperta? What about this? What about that? But it's like, it's 4 million quid. It literally doesn't register in my brain. I can appreciate it. I can look at a picture of it and go, okay, that's cool. And I've been lucky enough to see a lot of them on the road. And I'm like, yeah, that's mega. But it's so far out of the realm of what I'm thinking is possible that I never look at it as that'd be cool to own. I'm not that fussed. The other car that I do really like from Ferrari is like a black F50. But if you give me a red one, I'd be like, no, I wouldn't even want to drive it.
Why? You just
have,
think it looks wrong in red and good in black?
Any other colour in the F50, I'm not interested in even looking at it. Black, I'm like, that's like one of the coolest things ever. And I don't know, like that's just how, what's the word? Not specific, but in all of these years of me seeing all of these cars, driving so many, and being lucky enough to experience them, drive with them, be a passenger in them, I've almost like fine-tuned what I like and don't like so much that what is in the I like pile is very particular. And then everything else just kind of sits over here.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So have you kind of ruined cars for yourself then?
Like maybe.
Yeah. A bit like prostitute ruining sex for themselves.
I can't speak from experience on that. But to me, the Murcielago was the car that it had so much emotion attached to it. And I actually just, that experience of owning that car, collecting it, the collection day, and going through that process of getting the perfect exhaust on it, making it the perfect color, driving it. There is no amount of money that I can attach to experiencing that as a life goal. That everything since, I look at it like from a sort of financial perspective, and I'm like, but it's never going to be that. So even if you were to say,
sad.
Even if you were to say,
the best girl you're ever going to meet is one of your exes. You've ruined it for yourself.
If you said to me, I'm going to give you £5 million, go and go and get your dream car garage, but you cannot buy a Murcielago, I'd be able to spend that money, but I wouldn't enjoy it as much as if you were to say, here's 200 grand, go and buy a Murcielago.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. A friend of mine's been trying to get me to get a Murcielago, and he was talking to me when a good one was like sub 180, maybe 170, 160, and they've moved up. And I don't know. I just thought, but you're kind of talking me around now.
I don't have one for sale.
Well, the thing is, I had a 430 years ago. It was in my 20s, and I remember 355s were 30 grand.
Wow.
And I was like, well, look, I've just paid 75 grand for this 430. I'm not going to get another Ferrari. Why would I?
Yeah.
And now they're like a crap one's 100.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a part of me thinks, but like, I'm thinking I've got an Aventador. I need to go and buy an industrial unit. But everyone speaks so highly of the Murcielago. People are fanatical about that car, aren't they?
Yeah.
I know a whole club, a whole crew of people. It's just the Murcielago.
Yeah. And even now, like if I'm out and about, wherever I end up bumping into someone who's watched my videos, a subscriber or a follower of mine on Instagram, Murcielago, first conversation, near on every single time. If it's not that, it's I've been following you since the R8 days.
Right.
So it's either like, I've been following you from the beginning when you were car spotting and you bought your first car, because that was a real sort of like moment for me, and that's what started the trajectory for my following. But that Murcielago, I think, because it's such a brutal sledgehammer pinnacle of Lamborghini's history in a way, and it was before the Aventador, but just after Diablo, the Murcielago SV, I think, is like a unicorn for quite a lot of people. Just in general, I just get I've had so many cool conversations with people about that car.
Yeah.
That I think I have tinted rose tinted of the ownership of that car, because there were some imperfections to it, as you'd expect, but that's what gave it character.
Right.
So I almost overlook the problems that I had with that car during the ownership of it. And I'm just like, that was just the coolest thing ever.
Okay. So Porsche was second. I mean, some people have said to me, well, a Porsche isn't even really a supercar.
Yeah, I just love comfort. I love I love the Panamera.
Did you say you're
34.
Are you sure you're not 54?
Yeah, trust
If you
me.
love the Porsche, because I've had the last two Panameras, the Turbo before there was a Turbo S in it, and the Turbo S. I fucking love that car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I going to want a Bentley soon?
Oh,
am I that old?
I'm already there.
Am I that old? But then let's be fair though, Bentley and Lambo are good at targeting younger people. Ferrari still seem to be targeting older people.
Yeah. I think Ferrari is I've got it's a class. I think it's classier. So when you're in Monaco, you see a lot of people driving Ferraris.
But the new ones aren't classier, are
No,
they?
I agree. No, you're not seeing people drive them.
No.
But you're seeing the 812s and but then if you want to go back to the classics and you want to start seeing like the Testarossas, the Ferrari F40s, then that's like Monaco is a really good barometer of where you see old money and new money.
Yes.
And you can tell who's new money and who's old money based on the car that they're driving.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to the sort of age and sort of lust for a comfortable car. And I don't know whether it's because I've had some pretty crazy, loud, uncomfortable cars. And don't get me wrong, I can still put up with them. But it is when you then just start getting exposed to, oh, this is what the Bentley's like, or this is what the Mercedes S-Class is like, that every now and again I'm like, I would quite like a break from my car that's just bouncing down the road and I feel every pothole and every little undulation in the tarmac. It would be quite nice to have a bit of air suspension every now and again.
Was it M4 you turned
M3,
up? M3,
which is lowered. So I'm a sort of...
so you've lowered it.
Yeah.
So you got a car you could drive every day and you lowered it.
This is what all of my friends say.
What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm very much self-capitulating or self-destructing.
Self-sabotage.
Yes.
Yeah, you have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every single time.
You've got a very high-class, sporty, fast daily.
Yeah, and I've ruined it.
And you're turning it into a car you don't want to drive every day.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that happens a lot. But I think it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, right. What is the most overrated car right now? Everyone's hyped about it, but you're like, come on, no.
Oh, I literally had this. I was talking. Who was I talking to? And I think every Ferrari, maybe not every Ferrari, because it's overrated is something that people are talking about a lot in a manner that is amazing, right?
But it's not that good.
It's not.
Yeah.
And actually,
or everyone thinks it's good, but it's not that good.
Yeah, I actually think Ferraris now, the majority of the people aren't hyping them up.
Right.
From what I've seen on social media,
so they're not overrated because they're not
overrated.
rated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a good question. I feel like I need to pull something out. Do you know what? Mercedes, AMG, anything that Mercedes are doing, AMG. But no, because a lot of people aren't really particularly happy about them either, because they're not putting the V8 in the stuff. And that's frustrating.
By the way, this isn't an Oxford University debate. You're really thinking about it. You don't have to overthink.
Do you know why? It was because last week...
define overrated. Yeah.
But I had a conversation with someone and we were literally talking about this and it's just not in my brain.
Well, I'm going to tell you mine.
Go on then.
Ferrari Puro-Sangue.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? Ferrari Puro-Sangue.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't even fucking say the car, that is the most overrated car by at least 200 grand.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
All right. So we might come back to that if you can beat that.
Yeah.
All right. What about the most underrated car?
It could be if you walked into, and it's going to sound like I'm being paid by Porsche, but I'm not. Just walk. I would love to do this one day. Walk into a Porsche dealership and go, oh, I want to buy a 911. They go, fantastic. Which one? The GTS? The Turbo S? Just a 911. Just the rear wheel drive 911. I don't want any badges on it. And they go, okay, perfect. Sit down. Let's go through the options. Let's start speccing it up. You need the Porsche ceramic brakes, or you need PASM, or you need Burmester, or you need all of these options. Like, are you going to do the stitching? Are you going to... I don't want any. Just make me a 911 with no options. I don't think Porsche would accept that. I actually don't think Porsche would ever sell you that. But that, in my opinion,
I think that might be the best answer to this question.
Is the most underrated car, because they've just built like a list of different variants of the 911.
Because all the other cars are that car with bits on top.
Yeah.
So just because it's got more bits on top doesn't mean it's worth 2 or 3 times the price. The best value is in the standard one.
Yeah.
Woo!
But I don't know whether Porsche will go, yeah, no problem. We can build you a 911 with no options. I don't know whether they would even accept that.
Yeah.
But I think when everyone talks about the Carrera T or the GTS or the Turbo S. And obviously there's a lot of hype around the Turbo S now because they've just done 992.2 Turbo S. And then you've got GT3 and GT3 RS, which obviously are in a league of their own. But everyone forgets about a bog standard 911. No one.
And how much is a bog standard 911?
I don't know.
Because no one buys one.
No.
Yeah. But maybe cheaper than you think.
Yeah.
And then if you get a 3 or 4 year old one.
Because then Porsche, they'll probably try and sell you into it, be like, oh, like, why don't you go and get a Cayman and then we can add some options on it. If you're looking at spending 80 grand, if you're looking at spending 80 grand on a 911, like, don't get the base model because no one's going to want to buy that when you're finished with it. So why don't you go and get the top level Cayman and we'll put some options on it, make it nice so that when you're done with it, we can sell it after. So they'll probably want to try and pull you down to a Cayman, but get you to spend 80 grand on options.
Sneaky.
Versus actually just going in and buying the car you want.
Yeah.